Hey, it's Monica with Monica's Morning Musings. So this week I've been thinking a lot about thinking. And have you noticed how your thoughts really do become your actions? And have you ever thought about like you want to change something but you don't know how to change it? And it's usually because our thoughts get stuck in a pattern. And I remember learning earlier in my career that it's easier to act your way into a feeling than feel your way into an action. So like when you just don't feel like doing something, if you start doing it or start an action towards it, it'll actually be easier to keep moving in that direction. And as we think about the thinking that gets us locked in to doing things the same old way we've always done them, I mean, it's easy, it's repetitive, it's like that type 1 thinking that we're not even really thinking, we're bypassing thinking. We just think we're thinking, but really, we're just acting like a robot in this just automatic motion. So my challenge to you today, because I've been thinking that there's some stuck thinking of how we're doing adult learning programs. You know, we see universities, institutions spend millions and millions of dollars designing rooms for courses that are in such an old-fashioned traditional way of a teacher down front, giving words to the students, and the students are going to sit there and passively listen. And we know that's not how learning happens. What would it take to make it more engaging and interactive for the students to actually get hands-on? And you know the answer to that, of course, is games, game-based learning, gamification. Because when you play a game, you gotta be in it. You gotta be in it to win it, right? You're playing, you're actively involved, you're working on what's the win state that we're trying to get to? How do we get there? What are the restrictions that'll keep us from getting there? And when I talk about game-based learning, games, gamification, I'm not talking about it just for the fun factor. I mean, there are lots of different types of fun, and we at Sententia, of course, have explored deliberate fun and figuring out who our learners are and how to match the game mechanics that we use in our designs to match those learners. Fun can be hard. If you've ever researched and studied Nicole Lazzaro's 4 Keys to Fun, there's serious fun, there's social fun, there's people fun, there's easy fun, and there's hard fun. Sometimes enjoyment comes because something was really tough and you figured it out and you're like, yes, we got it. So bringing that back to thinking. Things work till they don't work anymore. And if you found right now that your learners are not engaged, that your employees are not engaged, that you're not hitting the productivity goals that you need, it's time for us to think about what we're thinking and how we might just turn that on its head and get to a more creative space of undoing the traditional way. So I'm going to keep bringing you ideas on thinking big thoughts over the next couple weeks, because this is really where my focus is right now as we are wrapping up 22 and moving into 23 and strategic planning for next year, and really thinking about how we're thinking at Sententia. You know, we specialize in gamification and game-based learning for corporate training and higher education. And as we bring that into the marketplace, what do we need to be thinking differently about? So that's my musing for you today. Think about how you're thinking. Is your thinking stuck? Do you got stinking thinking? Is your thinking creating emotions that are creating actions that you don't really want? And do we need to go back and change the way we're thinking about things? So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this musing. I'll see you again for another Monica's Morning Musings.